Madam Toastmaster, and all of you English-speaking Toastmasters here. I have a dream. Actually, I have a number of dreams, which I know will never come true. But those are my dreams, and I can dream them as much as I wish. So here is one of them. I imagine that I meet those people who made this English language so difficult for foreigners. I would come closer to them, look them into the eyes, and ask, why? Why you take two words which are so closely related, to see and to look, then you put an over hat on each of them, and you get two other verbs which are now contradict to each other, to oversee and to overlook. This is really confusing for us people. The problem is you don't stop there. No. You actually take these two verbs and create nouns from them. And you decide to create one noun for both. And now this noun contradicts to each other, to itself. Oversight. Why? Google knows everything, so that's what I did. I actually went online and I asked, why? And you know what it said? It said that us, we, English as second language speakers, are responsible for it. We were making so many mistakes using oversee and overlook that it ended up with one messed up word, oversight. Right, blame it on us. Thank you very much. But enough with the vision. I have another example for you. Suppose you have a problem, a big problem, you're unable to solve yourself. And having this problem is eventually going to get you into trouble. So you need to hire a professional to take care of this issue. By the way, I am unable to understand why you use one word, oversight, for two different things, and you use three words, trouble, problem, and issue, for the same. But that's not the question here. The question is, who are you hiring? Are you hiring a problem solver or a troubleshooter? And I know you know the answer. Because the answer is, it depends. I will now going to tell you, I will tell you a story right now, and will ask you to guess who is the hero in it, a problem solver or a troubleshooter. That's how I learned English, just through the experience at Toastmasters. A little field mouse got lost in the wood. She's terrified, hungry. She wants to get out of the wood, but she doesn't know how. Finally, she comes across an all-wise owl who is sitting on the tree. It's just an exercise. Oh, the wise owl, tell me please, how can I get out of the wood? The owl thinks a little bit, and then says, it's simple. You just grow yourself a pair of wings and you fly out of the woods. But the owl, how can I grow the wings? The owl looks at the mouse and says, don't bother me with the details. I'm actually advised only on strategy. And I'm sure you know, it's all about problem solving. The problem solving, it's about big picture, big scales, and they don't actually care about the details. The troubleshooter, on the other side, are all about the details. And if you have any doubts about it, just go online, as I did, Google the troubleshooting, and you will have a lot of proofs, thousands of jokes about it. Hello, you reach the customer support. Press 1 if you speak English. Press 2 if you don't understand English. Hi, my name is Field Mouse. I'm lost in the wood and I need to get out of it. Thank you, ma'am. Don't worry. We are here to help you. Let me first ask you, are you plugged in? Sorry, I don't understand. No worries. We are here to help you. Just look behind and see if you have a wire coming out of your bag. No, I don't. I only have a tail. Okay, no worries. We are here to help you. You're probably wireless then. No, I'm hopeless. I need to get out of the wood. I'm tired and I'm hungry. I don't have any power. I see, miss. No problem. We are here to help you. Unfortunately, it's outside of the scope of my customer support. But I will forward your call to our solar panel department, who can help you with the power. Troubleshooting is all about the details, but most importantly, it's all about bad manners. Bad manners. They do care about you. So as you go through the troubleshooting process, it will be as troubleless as possible. But you can find out at the end that the problem is still there. That's how I try to analytically explain to myself this glass-looking world of English semantics. It helps. And I have another dream, by the way. I imagine that some of you will decide to learn Russian at some point. You'll see.
It may not look like I'm dressed for today, but I assure you I am. See, this is the perfect example of how one can be dressed for frolic or in a business suit for work, and yet still, on your lunch break, go out and grab a little bit of exercise. See, you can dance around, you can make it fun. I mean, why jog, right? We all hate jogging. Well, some of us don't, but you know, you could like dance. But who cares about that? Tatiana. Tatiana is working through the advanced manual, humorously speaking. And her goal in speech number 4, which is close, was to prepare a speech that opened with a self-deprecating joke. 2, string together 2 or 3 related jokes in the speech body. And then 3, to close her speech with a humorous story. And she did those quite well. There are a few suggestions that I'll throw in as we go, but in all, those objections were met. She had the self-deprecating joke at the beginning, had those jokes in between that kept us laughing, and then ended with the story of that poor mouse. My goodness. I really loved your use of body language throughout, where you would talk big picture, and you would clutch it when you were the little mouse, the lectern, and just your general body stance, I thought worked very well with this speech. I liked how your little mouse, in that story, you got into it. You got into the character of the mouse, and you looked up at the owl, and you asked your question. And when you had the owl sit the first time, I know you were kind of bringing that in, which was my third point. I love the way your jokes bring in the people in the room. You bring in the fact that it's exercise. You talked about solar panels. You talked about bad manners. So you know your audience. And also in that spot where the owl's sitting there, maybe every time you're the owl, return to that spot. Because once you kind of have that opening character just return to it each time, and that's my first suggestion. The second one would be to work. I have these mixed up, so it would be to work on the opening joke. Now, the opening joke was supposed to be a self-deprecating joke, which it was filled with self-deprecation. However, the object of the joke was the creators of English speakers, rather than yourself as the one who doesn't get it. And although you're right in what you're saying, because we really do mess that up a lot, the point, I think, of the self-deprecating is to like, I can't get this, rather than it's your fault because you guys messed it up, which we do. However, that's my only suggestion for this one. This is great practice for number 5, in which you'll do exaggeration, entertainment, and work a lot on your body language and voice. Excellent job.